Hi, I'm Brent with the Aubrey team, and today we're gonna be going over some of our staging that we do for our listings. So before I started working with Laura as our client care specialist, I used to work for a textile company. So my background is actually in design. I went to Columbia College in Chicago and learned all about textiles, specifically with fashion, but also some with kind of home as well. It's fun now that I'm able to use those skills when it comes to listing houses and picking paint colors that might help the room kind of shine, and then deciding on what furniture of theirs we need to rearrange, or potentially bringing in some of our staging furniture to really kind of make it flow and give people an idea of what the house would look like lived in. We pulled 3 Highlands listings that are currently live right now that we thought were interesting and ones that would be good to potentially stage. So this one right here, we are in a bedroom and it's got great original hardwood floors, gray walls, which I don't love. I feel like there was a time when everybody just absolutely gray washed everything, and now it just feels dated and not it. So these walls to me are a little too dark. So I would definitely switch the paint in this room. I would probably go with Simply White by Benjamin Moore. I love a white kind of creamy bedroom, more neutral, and I think this room is great because it has 3 windows in it, so it would have a lot of light. So kind of neutralizing it would be the first thing I would recommend. And then I always love when there's 2 windows that are perfectly placed where you can put a bed right in between them. It's my favorite when, you know, you can have the bed, the bedside tables, and then everything kind of flows that way. So that would be probably the next thing I would do in this room. I think in this room, if we've got the Simply White kind of as the backdrop, ideally, if I had my way of it, I would like a fabric bed, probably also a cream fabric bed in there. I would do side tables with fun lamps on either side. So I'd probably do a neutral side table. I'd like something like this, just probably like a calming wood for that, same on either side. And then probably a statement lamp. Yeah, I honestly love traditional lamps. Like I like the old ceramic designs that were from like the 60s and 70s. A lot of times with like the bigger bases, and then even kind of the ruffled shades can be fun sometimes, but I definitely think something like this, adding a little texture in there would be great. And then I would do a fun little bookshelf in the corner, kind of under that window. So you could have your books and a few little decorations, or I would do a plant. So like a fiddle would look great in that little corner kind of there. And then anywhere you can do symmetry, I think always helps. So having, you know, the 2 kind of matching lamps, matching bedside, and then like a really nice bed frame would be great. I would probably throw a rug down in there, potentially, depending on how nice the floors looked. We try to keep rugs off floors just because if you've got great hardwood floors, you really want to show those off. But I think just to make it feel extra cozy, I probably would add a nice floor rug under it. And then I think for the bed spread, we love to typically do soft greens or blues with creams, just to really make it feel kind of neutralized for listings. If this was a personal bedroom, I would probably go crazier with fun wallpapers and, you know, adding more color. I love yellow and reds as accent colors personally, but for a listing, it's always good to keep everything kind of neutral. And now I'm moving on to this sweet little guy in the Highlands on Bonnie Castle. And it definitely seems like it's been renovated some, and it's probably, if I had to guess, kind of a shotgun style house. And in these houses, the living spaces, the eating, dining, all of that can kind of get tight. So this is why I picked this one specifically, because you've got kind of an open layout. You've got really nice vaulted ceilings, but you have the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room all in one big open space. So this is a space that I think buyers would sometimes struggle with, just visualizing, where would I put the table? Where would I put the couch? How do I kind of make this my own and make everything fit in this space? So in these situations, we often like to stage them just to give people a general idea of a layout that they could use, because sometimes buyers really need to actually see it. They can see the stage pictures online, but to feel it kind of once they're doing their showing really helps. So for this one, this is currently the kitchen view. And it's a great, you know, kind of open kitchen, lots of open shelving. I love open shelving for staging because it really just lets you go crazy with pretty pottery. I always like to do some different setups of bowls, mugs, plates. It's a fun time to also like be able to use some color. So I've got some great staging bowls that do have a little bit of that yellow, just as kind of pops of color throughout. And then, you know, you can add a few cookbooks in there, a few plants to kind of bring the green in. And this would easily, you know, look so, so precious with kind of those floating shelves staged. We like to keep everything still kind of basic so it doesn't feel overcrowded. You know, I would probably recommend, these people currently have the microwave in it. I don't know if I would have it right there by the stove because it kind of feels a little cramped. So I'd probably suggest moving that and maybe even adding a little lamp kind of over in the corner. I love to put just a normal lamp in a kitchen. I hate overhead lighting personally. It helps with showings too, I think, just make everything feel extra warm. So in here, if I'm dreaming big, I love East Fork pottery. They have really great color palettes. So any of these kind of gorgeous rainbow bowls mixed with some cream or brown plates, it would pop and be awesome in that space. Just adding a few things to button that up, and then you kind of head over into this living dining space. You do have room for a table, so I would definitely put just like a little even two-seater table kind of in there to show that you could have a little table in addition to kind of 2 bar stools here, which we would always add. And then you've got a little space over here in between these windows again, which would kind of be perfect in my mind for a couch. You could do like a fun patterned kind of piece there to add a little bit of texture and color. So something like this with a cool pattern to it could be really nice in that spot. And then again, kind of 2 side tables, 2 lamps, just to finish that out and bring a little life into it. Kind of a simple, yeah, small round table, 2 chairs. This other one is a very historic home. So it's got this great fireplace. Not sure if it works or not. They've got some tools around it, so maybe it does. And they kind of have their TV positioned over it. I honestly don't hate the yellow color. They have it painted. I kind of think that yellow and other tones along this line are kind of coming back in homes, and people want more warmth, not just stark whites, so warmer whites, creams. And then I think even pops of color. And I kind of think this yellow is fun. You would just have to kind of elevate it. But I think there's a way that you could kind of blend, you know, more neutral couch and things with this paint color to make it great. So in this house, there's 2 windows on either side of the fireplace, which I love. So you could either put kind of a sitting chair and a nice lamp to make that kind of a reading nook. You could potentially add in bookshelves there too, which I always love. I love looking at a fireplace and then having kind of 2 sets of bookshelves on either side, especially under a window. I think that you can really kind of go crazy there with styling with different books and your heirloom pieces. And then I would pick just a great couch for this space. I think you could do a sectional, but you wouldn't want to do a crazy big sectional. I would do this more as a formal living area and do just one nice kind of L-shaped sectional in here. I even love this brown one. Let's see if they have it in different colors. Probably just this bone color right here. So to keep it kind of neutral, unless you could potentially probably do a green in that space, or even like a caramel, so to kind of warm it up. I actually think I like this one probably the best. So in there, I love the details that they did leave, honestly, to show that a TV kind of can go over the fireplace. And then also just, I always love the little fireplace tools, especially in these older homes. And the floors are gorgeous in here, so I really wouldn't add a rug in, I don't think. I would probably just do, you know, the couch, some books, definitely a plant between these 2 windows. I would add another probably fig tree in there or some other kind of a plant to bring green in, and then potentially kind of just a fun, cozy reading chair. And then this one is the last. It's another bedroom. It's long. So I would definitely in this one potentially put a bed, a big bed, and probably even write one of our little cards that says, you can fit a king size bed here, because sometimes you can't. So that's something that's kind of nice to note in a bedroom. And then this one, I would probably put a dresser over here against this wall, and definitely add a little plant in the corner. And this guy would be ready to go. It's kind of amazing what I would put 3 to 4 pieces in this room. So bed, small dresser, bedside tables, and a plant. And that will make this room feel so much more homey. I think the number one thing that helps adding in houses are lamps. Any side lamps, side tables to bring that warm light in. Sometimes in homes, they've got like the LED really white bulbs. And when you're looking at a home, that can kind of feel just like too much, give you a headache. So we love to kind of have as many lamps in a home as possible with soft white bulbs, just to kind of make it feel cozy and homey. So overall, some great houses. I would definitely just do a few little things to kind of make them feel loved and lived in. In today's kind of modern real estate world, most people do digital staging. It is incredible what they can do to, digitally stage a home. And while we think that is amazing and works for so many agents, it's not really something that we like to do. When you show up to one of our listings, we want you to feel better in the home than the pictures looked. So sometimes I think with listings, you can see the pictures and they look amazing, and then you get in the space and you feel lost and it feels cold. So we've always prioritized, if a house is empty, we really do in most situations want to put some furniture in there just to make it feel cozy and lived in and kind of give buyers an idea of style. I'm Brent with the Aubrey team, and this is Laura in Louisville. If you like what we are putting out there, then like and subscribe for more.